Alright, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a new Crimson farm that I've designed recently. I've been building a lot of them lately, as you can see, and every single one seems to have its own set of problems, but overall the biggest problem is the item collection. So I decided to kind of mix some different mechanics from the different farms together and just create what I think would definitely be the most efficient, especially for like scaling it up really largely. And I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. Basically, as you can see, it's a trapdoor design, which people have recently come out with, but the water only has to go 2 blocks in order to get every item out of there. So there's hoppers spread between each module, basically, that's going to pick up the items very quickly and send them all into a storage system down here. I'll go ahead and turn it on, kind of show you what that looks like. This is not going to be the final design. There's definitely some stuff to still work on, but it makes a shifting floor with the water pushing it, but the water does not have to stay on for very long. So in my opinion, this is definitely going to be probably the fastest, most efficient, and probably the least laggy farm as well. You can change the speed of the water to be really whatever you want. So and this is also going to be like scalable as much as you want. And although we have some hoppers underneath here, as you build up more layers, you won't need, hoppers under every single piece because they'll all just fall down into these ones. And on top of that, this back row right here is already going to be picked up by hoppers, and we'll have to do that on each layer. So it'll be kind of splitting the work between everything. And let's get into building it. Alright, so to get us started off, we're going to place a dropper with 5 blocks in between, another dropper, and then a third one, also 5 blocks between. After that, you're going to come to the side and go out 8 blocks, and then do the same thing all the way down, 5 between each one. And we're going to go ahead and connect them at this end too, as well as the middle. And on the 4th block, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to run a line all the way through. So it should be looking like this now. Then we're going to grab hoppers and run 5 out from each one. Then on the 4th hopper, you're going to extend it 2 blocks out that way and connect it all the way down and 2 blocks this way as well. And then same on the other side. Then on the second hopper in, you don't have to do the extra 2 blocks out, but just connect them all. And then on one side, it doesn't really matter which, we're going to run it out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks further. And same with the other side. And let's go ahead and connect up the ends. Connect it to the middle line as well. Alright, well now we're just about done with the first layer, but you can go ahead and take these blocks out that we placed. They were just there to get our droppers placed at the bottom. Next, you're going to grab your observers and place one facing in the middle from each side. Also going to place 2 here as well, with redstone in between all the way down. You're also going to need a repeater here. And this block right here should be an observer as well. So it should look like that. And to make this easier to follow and just go on, I'm just going to go ahead and do the full droppers and dispensers to get it out of the way. So you can just place another dropper above the one we already did, and then a dispenser on top of that, facing upwards. And then we're going to go ahead and put a repeater with 2 ticks here, same here, and then just a regular repeater with no extra ticks on each one of these. Next, we're going to put an observer facing this way from our little starting point right here. After each, or right before each hopper. After that, you can go ahead and connect just about everything up with just regular redstone dust. Connect all the middle and sides. Now just double check and make sure that you've done everything right. Every single middle dropper should be touched by redstone on both sides. Next, you're going to grab some powered rails and you're going to place them in segments of 5. So 5 like that, and then skip a block, 5, skip a block, 5. We'll do that on both sides. Just like that. Alright, the next part is setting up the storage, and I've chosen to weave it kind of into here so that you can turn it into an auto seller underneath, or however you want to do it. It just seems to work the best. You can do it this way, or you can choose to do it your own way, but I'm going to just kind of build it out and then show you a view from the top, and you can copy it or make your own, however you want to do it. Alright, so here's kind of how that's going to look. I would suggest pausing the video and trying to recreate this yourself. It follows a symmetrical pattern, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but this is definitely, with the way that we're grabbing items and doing our hoppers next, this is probably the best way to do it. Really quickly, before we do move on, I did realize that I made a mistake here with the video, so you're going to replace that with an observer right there, and this observer should just be regular redstone. And then we're also going to prepare ahead and go one block out further there with an observer there. Alright, so moving on, next we're going to do our hoppers. Basically, it's going to be pretty easy. You're just going to place a hopper facing down into every chest we've placed. And then you're going to make a loop out of it. So just connect side hoppers in as evenly as you can. I prefer to do it like this. And then just keep going on with that same flow. And you are only going to have to do this part once. So if you build this farm like several layers up vertically, you're not going to have to keep doing any extra hoppers. All you got to do is this first layer, and then you'll be good. And then repeat this on the other side as well. Alrighty, once you've completed that, we're going to take our observers and just place them over all the rails that you see. Do that on both sides. That then has us finished with that layer, so we can go ahead and get our pistons out and place them above all of the observers. After you've done that part, we are going to have to place pistons in the middle, like this, one block away from the hoppers. And you can just place these down each side. You're going to want to skip where the line of hoppers is. And then you're going to do the exact same to the back of it. After that, we just need to grab some mud We're going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just leave. We're going to leave the block on the outside side. So 2, and then right here in the middle, you're going to place your nylium, and then back to mud. Actually, that was completely in the wrong spot. Nylium is going to go right there. Alright, so I was trying to figure out what was off. Obviously, I did this wrong. I just placed an extra layer right here, so just make sure that all your pistons are just segments of fire for the entire thing. Like, I messed up on this one too. The outside row of hoppers should not have any pistons in line with it on either side. Alright, so yep, just place mud like this for each one. Alrighty, once you got it looking like this and all of the mud and nylium set up, we're going to add an observer above this and then another one above that. And you can grab your building block and we're going to do a 4 wide line over the entire middle. Make sure it does extend and line up with where the edge of the hoppers are. And then we're also going to add another observer right here. And then we're going to grab some iron bars. And we're going to outline basically the entire thing. Once you've done that, we are going to go ahead and place redstone on top of this observer, or repeater right after, and then redstone down all the way until you line up with this gate, or this iron bar right here, then an observer, and redstone down to the second block away. After that, we are going to put a line down all the way down right here, same with this side. Then you want to build up from the outside nylium, or the one to your right. You're going to build out and up one, and then just put a shape like this surrounding all corners of the middle block. After that, just connect all of them to the middle. After that, we are going to go ahead and put a block right here over the entire thing, and that's just simply to keep that redstone from connecting to the redstone we're going to put right here, which we will do now. And put a repeater before each row. And then just connect it all up with redstone, making sure it goes out straight to this block right here. After you've done that, grab your trapdoors. Just place them in the bottom half of the block. And then you're going to place water above each trapdoor. And that is going to complete the bulk of the farm build. The only thing left really is to add our clocks. And there's many different ways you can do this. This water has to drop for a little bit each time, or like every so often, so you can build kind of whatever clock you want for it. I don't think the one that I'm going to use is probably the best, but it's definitely going to work for now, and it allows for a lot of flexibility as you scale this up. So this is how I did it. Actually, it should be about there. One block out here. We're going to grab a piston. Place it facing up with a sand above it. After that, take this out a few blocks. Actually, gonna just have it go this way. Fits better. Then take a repeater, redstone. Then this repeater is going to be 1 tick, or 2 tick, I guess. And then these ones are all going to be 4 tick. Add a redstone there. Then we are going to throw in some just regular pistons, not sticky here. And then just any solid block right there. Add a 1 tick delay to that and that. Then we are going to build just an average hopper clock right here. And make sure that you are using sticky pistons for this part right here. Just like that. Perfect. And then you are going to also need to add, obviously, a repeater right here. And then that should be your water working. On DonutSMP, I recommend putting about 4 stacks of any item in here as the timer, but you can change it as you go. Just figure out, it depends on how many layers you have. You'll want to change it. After that, I believe the only thing we have left to do is going to be to build just the regular farm clock. So just a simple, just completely normal clock right here. Just like that. Make sure you hit that. Add some redstone dust right here, there. And a lever. And then that is basically the farm done. You can go ahead and take these hoppers up and build your bone meal crafting solutions up here. I'll probably release one in a few days just built for this farm. Also be releasing how to make like the next layers and a couple other things related to it. So once you get this all set up with all of your bones in it, alright, so there is one more tiny mistake that I incorrectly placed down, and that's just going to be these 2 observers right here. You're going to want to place it with the dot facing the repeaters out here. So just switch them around like that, and then you should be able to turn the farm on. And it'll be working great. Also, whenever you put the items into here, which again, on DonutSMP, you should do about 4 stacks. What it's going to do is it's going to run water every so often, and just run all the items off into the hopper to be picked up. And the water only has to travel 2 blocks, so it's extremely fast. Alright, thanks for watching, and make sure to check for future videos on improvements in the coming next days.